Yeah, Stats Steve, please like and subscribe. That's what I ask. Please, 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 please. So that's the only favor I ask. It's completely free. I need your support. I need your support just to click on the Deck Heroes icon. Click on subscribe. Completely free. That's all I ask. Let's get to it. All right, so I'm excited a little bit. We're going to go into the museum. Yes, we is. These are the commanders I've chosen to retain. Some of them I don't even use anymore, I'm going to be honest with you. So there's a decision to be made. But I'm going to keep the status quo for now. Start at number one, athefledt. If now I gotta, there's always a potential for a debuffer like her, so I'm going to keep that for now. Richard. But basically, if you're not using her, and I think early game you probably are going to use her as well. You know what I mean? So, yeah, odds are you're probably going to want to upgrade her. Same with Richard. Early game, obviously, just outstanding. Probably KVK1 and 2. And I still use him even now just for, killing barbarians. You need a tank, basically. Somebody who can do effective healing. They don't bring out healers anymore. Oh my god, it's got me thinking. Oh, I've got me thinking. Say if they did a Richard Prime. Whew. It's like going back to 40, 50 years ago, the equivalent, I don't know, what's it, 40, 50 years ago? Like back to the 80s or something, you know what I mean? It's like, whatever it was in the 80s. I was alive in the 80s, but you know what I mean? A throwback if they were to bring back, the health, the healing meta. So anyway, we move on. Mehmet. Obviously, there's no upgrade there. I've been quite happy with him, to be honest, and it took me a long time to expertise him, but oh. Please bear with us for a short intermission. Goodness knows what's going on with my Wi-Fi. If it's quick, all is good. If not, I might have to do the snippy snip. What's going on? All right, hopefully we'll sort this out. Ta-da! Anyway, that gave you a chance for a little break, a little breather. Mehmet. Yeah, it served me very well. Very hard to get. It took me years to expertise him. It will serve you well as KV2, KVK1, KVK2. And kind of as you get into the late game, and then you can just pull away. What I'm thinking is if you can gold key expertise that guy on the cheap, or have him, just help you along the way until you spend your gold keys and other things. Don't spend any gold keys on Mehmet, for goodness sake. But yeah, decent. And to round that off, and it's not always going to be easy. In some ways, what I'm saying is, I'm telling you to put the gems into VIP points. You get 3 gold heads for free every single day, and that's at VIP 14. And hopefully, I don't need to explain why that is incredibly useful. Excuse me. Also know that, excuse me, please. It's also going to be useful to upgrade all your buildings in tech to maximum. But can't do all things. You're gonna have to choose one or the other. I still won't invest any gold keys. Sorry, gold heads in YSG necessarily. But he's amazing until like early late game. And then you got Mulan. Mulan's my buffer, debuffer that I still use to this day. If they upgraded there, I probably would go down that line. Cao early game, nothing in late game, nothing at all. Get buried late game. Julio, otherwise known as Julius Caesar. That took me years to get as well. If I recall, I had to use that £4.99, £4.99, $4.99 if it's elsewhere in the world maybe, to get the extra heads to upgrade him. Was it worth it? Yes and no. Maybe yes, slightly at the time, but probably not now. There's other things. Now, the real debate, is these two in the middle, Alexander the Great and Constantine. I've talked before about Alexander the Great. Let's have a look. It's like driving a very fast car or very expensive car in neutral. I'm just not into that. But what about with this increased infantry defense? It had to be, ironically, because the other person's Constantine. It has to be with somebody like Luce. You're not going to pair him with the old-fashioned one, Huan Yu, otherwise known as Guan Yu, anymore. It's just better. Scipio and Huan Yu's amazing. And as I said, Alexander doesn't offer anything. Yes, I mean, in terms of damage in its own right, yes, it prevents the debuff, but it's just not enough. It's just not enough in the current best practice, just not enough. So, because it KVK1, KVK2, it maybe will still be useful. If it's useful to you, then stick with him. But I still don't think, even with these two relics, that is interesting enough. I'm not going to do it. And the reason why I'm mentioning it is because you want to think about late game. Is it a wasted investment for you? You know what I mean? Potentially. So you've got to make up your own mind. But for me, it would be a wasted investment. So what I'm going to do with Constantine, this is what I'm going to do. Upgrade. This action cannot be undone. What? I have to put up with 5% extra attack and 5% more normal damage, which is going to boost the as a passive, in a passive way, which means all the time, which is going to boost the active skill of whoever he's paired up with, aka Luce. Of course I am. Bingo. Bingo. If you look top right, I've only got 2,100 of those crystals. I don't know what they're called. Relic coins. Doesn't look like a relic. It doesn't look like any form of coin. And those are really hard to come by. So you got to really think about, and those are exhibit coins. You got to really think about what you do upgrade, because it becomes exponentially more expensive. And in fact, best practice, maybe I should trim down those that I will never use. So I'm just showing you the ones again, which are, not again, but for the first time, the ones I've not even unlocked in quick. And then I'm going to go back to the start and think about, I don't know if I should salvage somebody else that I will never use. That may well be you, Charles. I'll tell you what though, if that health was, say, 20%, instead of just the attack, I mean, it's already tanky, Charles, but it needs more than what he gives, because his skill damage is just not enough, especially single damage instead of AoE, area of effect. Let's look at how much this will cost for Alexander the Great. Oh, it's still 2.2. Interesting. It must be these exhibit coins, which kind of go up the more that you unlock. That's great news. Or maybe they've changed the mechanics of it. I'm not too sure. Either way, I'm pretty sure for Constantine it was 2.2. For Alexander, it's 2.2. I don't have 2.2, but I wouldn't waste it on him anyway. So that's it. I don't think I need to say any more. Who would I scrap? Again, for looking at athefledt, the troop attack 25%, not enough. And to be honest, that march speed ain't enough either. If that was normal damage boost, gosh, athefledt, you'd be a lot more interesting. Or even if it was just straight attack and defense. March speed plus 15, not interesting. It's also not interesting for you, Richard. The counter attack bonus at 6% is just not enough. So again, no matter what you in having reflected after a few minutes, if you are struggling for these relic coins, probably wouldn't bother upgrading athefledt or Richard, but maybe Mehmet. Yeah, I like the health and skill damage. OSG, yeah, defo. Mulan, defo. And obviously Constantine. All right, all is good. Please like and subscribe. That is Steve. And don't forget to subscribe. I need your support. That is Steve, and I'm out.